Connor, the more that I'm separating myself from what Sean Manaea did, the more questions I'm having about Sean Manaea going forward. And look, if the Mets sign him back, and David Stearns said basically explicitly at his press conference, there is mutual interest between the two in doing something. If I just gave you a blank resume, and sometimes when you're looking at free agents, you have to take that step back and look at it through that lens. It's a guy entering his age 33 season.
Right.
He threw the most innings he's ever thrown in his career, got up to 200 innings. And the arm angle change, there's two ways of looking at it, right? Positive. He made a change that made him a drastically better pitcher, and perhaps that's sustainable. On the other side of the coin, you ask, is it sustainable? Number one. And number two, from a health standpoint, how does changing what his body is accustomed to doing for so long drastically impact his ability to stay healthy into his mid-30s, coming off of throwing the most innings he's ever thrown in his life?
That's fair.
So it's a convoluted discussion. I think where I settle here with Manaea is I lean towards wanting to keep him, but it is a slight lean. Whereas if you asked me 3 weeks ago, it was you got to have Sean Manaea back unless it's an absurd contract. And contractual terms will matter here. I think if he finds 4 years on the market, I'm going to wish him well. But if I could keep him in the Chris Bassett range, that's kind of a contract comp that I've either said in our text or on the show or both. 3 years, 60 million, somewhere around there. I think you could talk me into doing that contract. But the further we remove ourselves from the emotions of Sean Manaea being the ace of this staff that led the Mets as far as he did in the postseason, the more I just kind of have a few questions that I think need to be answered.
Well, number one, I think you bring up one of the most important points of the entire offseason that so many gloss over, including myself, is that the Mets, especially your New York Mets in this era, the amount of resources and finances they have involved in sports science, nutrition, medicine, and physical therapy. They know more about these guys.
Absolutely.
To the point where whatever they do, I will think it was the right move after it's done. I don't even care if I sit here today, because I agree. Emotionally, I want Manaea back. I think he is incredible for the clubhouse. He takes the ball. Awesome presence. Felt like he loved it here. Easy guy to root for. One of my favorite players on the team. But why I say whatever the Mets do, I think will be the right decision is it's almost like we're sitting here, Joe, and everybody listening, and we have about 9 pieces of a 50-piece puzzle. The Mets have about 48, or maybe even 50 at this point with David Stearns. That's the difference when you're doing pitcher contracts and factoring in the physical projection of a guy.